Did you know that when you're relaxed and you're calm and your mind is clear, it's the easiest time to do readings? And sometimes we need that little extra boost to feel clear, calm, and relaxed, especially if you have a job in the day and you're stressing out. So sometimes we need something different to help us get to that space. What we don't realize is that we do these things every day. Like we have our little moment where we come home from work, we sit down, we put our legs up, and we watch TV, or we drink our wine or coffee or tea, and we just relax. Because when we do these things, we're making time and space for ourselves to feel nurtured and safe, and we can just open up. And when we do that, we open up all our channels, our chakras, and everything becomes more clear. So a lot of times, especially psychics, if you notice, they like to drink tea because tea gets them into that space where it gives them that moment to take a sip and breathe and deep breathe. And as they deep breathe, their mind clears and they can tap in easier to do the reading. But also because tea is plants and plants have a frequency, all these different plants and herbs, they have a certain frequency and sometimes have that medicinal properties or these energy properties that can change the energy in the body and the mind and the spirit. So even back in the day, Egyptians, they used to drink blue lotus tea, and what it does is it helps them to get into this space so that they can channel and pick up their messages. And some people use like butterfly pea tea. And if you're very sensitive to it and you take your time, you'll notice that the energy will go up to the crown and open the crown chakra and give more clarity so that you are able to think better without the caffeine and the jittery feeling. But for me, also tea, not only medicinal purposes but also for the taste. So some of them has really good taste and some of these teas don't. So what I like to do is mix the two together. But for me, I personally like pu'er tea just because of the taste. But it does also bring up this energy for me as well, where it does put me into this space where I can feel more calm and relaxed. Everybody is different, and you're going to find that frequency that matches with yours or the one that you're looking for. So that's why tea is kind of important to me when I do readings, just so you get an idea. But there's other things people do as well. They unwind by dancing, by singing. But these things are like stress relievers for us. They help us to clear and relax for that moment, to kind of push everything aside so they can do the reading. And I'm not just talking about doing psychic readings, but also to push things aside so that you can just relax and be a little stress-free for that time being. But I got really excited because I was walking around in Kaimuki, Honolulu, Hawaii, and I found this tea shop that just opened. So I went in there and I saw all different kinds of teas, but not just teas, but different kind of herbal blends that they don't really carry in most places. So I wanted to share this video with you on my spontaneous walk throughout the day, and I just decided to film. So check it out. So I'm walking around in Kaimuki and I see the sign that says tea, and you know me and tea, so I have to check it out. So let's see here. There's like a variety of tea in here. Really interesting. There's individually packed ones. This is really good. You know, if you're gonna just try out a different type of tea, and especially if it does something energetically to you or it's like medicinal, you want to make sure you really like it, the taste is good, and the frequency works for you. So it's good to just try one first. And this is the Blue Lotus, and I know how this one is, and I pretty much like Blue Lotus. This is like a rose one, and I think I'm gonna get it because rose teas, some brands taste differently to me than others. But yeah, it's always good to try the individual ones, so it's good samplers right there. What is this here? She has some, looks like supplement stuff, and I think also different brands of teas from other companies that she brings in. Oh, she has a lot of tincture bottles too. So the tincture bottles, I think she also uses it for medicinal purposes. This is actually her line. This is Brittany, the owner's line of tea. So she has a line of tea, and I think she also distributes to other restaurants as well. This is jasmine. It's really nicely packaged. It looks beautiful, and there's a blend of green tea in it as well. But yeah, that's her line. This is some other line I think she brings in. Interesting. It's oolong tea. Let's see. Haha, funny. This is a boba kit. So it has tea, tapioca pearls, a big straw. It's good for those boba tea lovers out there. And this is like a variety. Supernova. So this is also part of her line, Ami May. And that's her company name as well. And I think that's the store name is Ami May. This is also her line. It's called Tree House. So she has like mamaki tea and locally grown teas. I think this one she brings in. That's a nice blend right there. Nice. And let's see up here. She has some accessories for tea. Infusions. And candles. She has a lot of different things in here. And it's in kaimaki, which is really nice. So she brings in a lot of products from other vendors. So there's a good mix of things, but she also has her own. And look at that. It's like collagen, mangosteen. Wow, all these different ones. And oh wow, elderberry. I like tinctures. Tinctures are good. Usually it's made with alcohol base, and you can put it under your tongue, and the properties from the plant soaks in faster. Butterfly tea and blue lotus mixed together. That's like a good combo. I actually make tea like that. Like I actually put the blue lotus and the butterfly pea tea together and brew it. But if I buy this, it's going to be in a tincture, and I can just take it internally without brewing the tea. I think I'm going to try that and see what happens. I always liked that combination. I didn't know that somebody actually made it. This must be some... Oh, Bruce is showing me here. What is this? Whole family dit dao jiao, like yuk chow, I guess, you know, for iron palm training or for bruises. That's interesting she has that in there. So she must know some stuff, like a lot of internal medicine, kung fu, herbal as well, to bring something like that in. So this is also some of her stuff, Ami May, that's her line and her store name, I think. And she has like all these things in here. Her oolong, I think she has raw pu'er. I gotta check that out later, probably come back again. This is her brown sugar crystal tea as well. That sounds real interesting. Yeah, that's the pu'er. Wow, I see a whole selection of pu'er tea here. I'm gonna ask Brittany, the owner, a little bit about this pu'er tea.
So this is like a combination of pu'er and white tea. So we have like ripe pu'er, and then this one has like a sticky rice herb in it. So it has like a natural sweetness. We always recommend that for people who are not familiar. It's kind of like that entry level tea because there is like that natural like glutinous sweetness. So
right.
It's not super, it's like really easy to drink. Like the instant tea, right? Like the resin. So no leaves. And we do have a lot of people who just walk over from their office and they keep it at their desk.
Okay, so how does this differ from this taste?
So from the taste, so this one's pretty dramatic. This is just ripe pu'er, and this has that sticky rice herb. So this one's gonna be like a lot more deep chocolate, and this one has sweetness. Even
nice.
this right pour. So this one is the same type of tea, but it's a different manufacturer. So this one, even though it's the black tea type, it has like a lot more minerality.
Okay.
And then this is a green tea type of pour. So I always tell people, like, you ever been to a Chinese restaurant, like the tea that they serve you there, this is gonna taste pretty similar to that.
Right.
Yeah, and then this is a raw pour as well. This is like very smoky, very like peaty. Some people need to work up their tolerance to kind of drink something like this.
Oh, that's probably
but
what I would like. It's like really strong, right?
Yeah, it's very smoky, almost like mushroom brothy.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was a 2013, so that's pretty good. And then this is actually a black tea, so this is not pour, but this is a black tea, and it's just tied as a cone. This one's like super rich and chocolatey, so people who just like any kind of tea love this one.
Okay.
And then this is a white tea, so it's like wrapped in the rice stock, is wrapped in the tangerine, and you can just drop it. You can cut the stock or not, or you can just drop the whole thing in the pot.
Okay.
And this is like a really sweet, like mildly citrusy white tea that a lot of people like. Yeah, now we're out of some of the white dragon balls that are super popular, but we're restocking, so.
Oh, this is Menghai tea. Yeah.
That's a right pour too, yeah. So they're all from different like regions in Yunnan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get into tea?
I don't know. I just kind of always have been into tea. And then my first job out of college was actually like I was a tea room manager. And then after that, I worked in wine for a little bit, which has a lot of similarities. And then I just came back to tea, and I love it.
Yeah, but it's interesting because not many people know about pu'er tea. So.
Oh yeah, so pu'er tea. I learned about. I mean, I don't really remember when I learned about it. Probably a long time ago. That's just like what I drink every day. But I think the first time that I started really exploring it was in like my tea sommelier certification courses. So that would have been like 10 years ago. But my dad's also full Chinese, so I just like that around.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm back, and I really enjoyed it. They had such a big variety of tea. And thank you, Brittany, so much for that spontaneous interview that you did for us. And I really enjoyed the instant pour tea, which was chagao, because for my lifestyle, sometimes I really need something fast and I just want to drink my tea, like I said. So that's really good too. I know some poor tea drinkers might be like, oh, but you got to get the cake tea and the brick tea, which is all good too. And I totally love that. But sometimes I just need something fast. And I'm glad they actually have that. So I actually went back for more, and I grabbed some other teas as well. I think I'm going to go back later and try her other poor teas that she had in the back. But in the description below, I'll put down where you can find this store, and it's also online. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And in the comments below, write down what kind of teas you like. And if you do like pour tea, also write down the style and type of pour tea you like. Thank you. Have a good day.